Posted by you, R. Dear AITA for going into my ex-wife's house in the middle of the night to check on my daughter? My 38M ex-wife Linda, 36F, and I have 2 kids, Lily, 9F, and Liam, 11M. Lily's had type 1 diabetes since she was very young, and the 3 of us manage it pretty well, although there's always room for improvement. Part of that is Lily wearing a continuous glucose monitor that can send data and alerts to our phones. Last night at around 11:30 p.m., I got a notification that Lily's sugar was below 60. As Linda would have received the same alert, I gave it about 10 minutes and checked again. Her sugar was still falling. It was in the low 50s. I sent Linda a text asking if she'd seen the alert and taken care of Lily. I did not get a response. 10 minutes later, the app showed that her blood sugar was low enough that it just displayed low. I called Linda to make sure everything was okay. I didn't get an answer. I called and texted several times but still nothing. At 12 a.m., there was no indication that her blood sugar was rising. I tried to FaceTime Lily and called and texted Linda. I then went in to find my iPhone and played a tone on Lily's phone hoping someone would hear it but got nothing. I called her mom so she could try to call Linda. I was hoping that Linda's phone was on Do Not Disturb, and her mom could get through. Nothing. I was getting really scared, so I drove the 30 minutes over to Linda's house calling and texting her the entire time. On the drive over, Lily's phone died and stopped sending data, but at around 12:15 it was still low. I used the keys Linda gave me to go in. Lily woke up startled, but she was okay. Linda lost her mind yelling at me from her room to get out of her house and telling me that I can't come in there like that. I was there for about 30 seconds to a minute and on my way out tried to explain why I was worried and just got screamed at out the door. This morning she called me and angrily said that she knows how to take care of her daughter and I can't do that and asked for her keys back. She didn't care at all that I was worried about Lily's continuous low alerts or that I couldn't reach her or Lily on their phone and said that if I had a legitimate concern, I should have called 911. I suggested that she set up a few numbers in her phone that will ring through on the second attempt in case of an emergency. She was completely against that idea because she has a hard time sleeping at night, and that if there were an actual emergency, there's nothing she can do about it at night anyway. I understand that she was upset and probably terrified being woken up in the middle of the night by someone in her home, but she seemed not to care about the extenuating circumstances or the simple solution to me not feeling like I need to drive over there or call 911. So AITA for going over to make sure our daughter wasn't in a diabetic coma? Notes. 1. I've never gone into Linda's house without her explicitly asking me to. 2. The few times I sent a text to Linda in the middle of the night about alerts, I've received responses. Edit 1. I did knock several times and called for them very loudly before using the key. I really didn't want to unnecessarily scare them awake with a loud voice inside their house in the middle of the night if I didn't have to. She did take care of the low blood sugar situation before I got there. She just didn't see my dozens of texts or calls to respond. Edit 2. This is in no way a common thing for us. I don't want to give the impression that she is neglecting our daughter. The reason I reacted the way I did was that it was a unique situation with extenuating circumstances. Last edit. By the time I got there, Lily was fine, and her mom had taken care of her. I'm not sure why the trend line from the sensor didn't reflect it before Lily's phone died and stopped sending data. Thanks for all the viewpoints, opinions, and suggestions. Even the YTAs were appreciated and illuminating, with the exception of the few that were openly hostile or made wild accusations about how I handle sensor data in general or about how I'm controlling or overbearing in how I responded this one time to a perceived emergency. Now on to the next story. Posted by you, along the Watchtower 91, AITA for not wearing my engagement ring at work? This is so stupid, but I'm getting annoyed. I, 29F, have been engaged to my fiancé, 29M, for 3 years. I have a really physical job, so I rarely wear my engagement ring at work. Instead I wear it around my neck, and it is always on show. My fiancé knows this, and it doesn't bother him in the slightest. He knows I'd be distraught if I damaged my ring in any way while working. Recently we had a new guy start at our workplace. We get on well as we have a lot of similar interests. Last week we were talking about traveling and places we'd love to go to. My colleague mentioned he'd love to visit Tuscany for the scenery and good. As a passing comment, I said that I'd been with my fiancé and we both loved it. The colleague seemed taken aback and said, "Oh, I didn't realize you were getting married. You don't wear a ring." I explained that I don't wear it to work so it doesn't get damaged. He made a face but said nothing. A day later, a coworker came to me and said that the new colleague was saying that he was annoyed with me as he felt I'd led him on. Apparently, he'd been flirting with me the entire time. I'm hopeless at flirting and never pick up cues if someone is flirting with me, so I was taken aback. I pulled him to one side and apologized if he felt like I had led him on, but I hadn't been flirting. He blew up and basically said, "If I was your fiancé, I'd think you were a real asshole for not wearing your ring. It's clear you don't really love him." Ever since then, he's been giving me dirty looks and making snide comments. I'm now worried that others will think I'm an AH for not wearing my ring. Now on to a tiny update. I didn't expect so many replies, so thank you everyone. I spoke to HR today and they are going to be dealing with it. I had 1 or 2 messages about times I don't wear my ring and it is literally work, gym. Also, I never want to see the words degloving accident again. Now on to the last story, posted by you, Doberman Donuts, AITA, for not being supportive of my brother's relationship with my high school bully and refusing to attend their proposal party. When my brother has had past struggles with addiction? When my 27F brother, Andrew, 28M, was a teenager, he became addicted to opioids. Andrew had to have surgery, which is how he got addicted. It wasn't his fault and I have never said nor believed otherwise. He struggled at rock bottom for almost a decade. Fortunately, Andrew has been clean for 2 years now. He holds a steady job, and his life is going good. At the same time, in my teens, I was bullied by a girl, Riley, all throughout high school. She and her friends would follow me around at school, name calling me and constantly spreading rumors about me. And I'm still not sure why. A lot of kids joined in the rumors and bullying, or at least shunned me. Even some previous friends of mine turned their backs on me. Anytime I told the school, Riley and her friends would deny it. I eventually stopped speaking up because the school never believed me over Riley. Riley's bullying made me so anxious that I was afraid to go to school. Thankfully, Riley graduated a year before me, and my last year of high school was pretty laid back. But I still do have depression from how I was treated and the fact that the school and my ex-friends didn't care enough to do anything. A few months ago, Andrew wanted to introduce us all to his new girlfriend because he said things were getting serious and he planned to marry her. We arrive at his house for the meet the family dinner, and his girlfriend is Riley. Riley pretended not to know me. I confronted her. Then she said how, "Oh yeah, Samantha," and said how we were friends in high school. She started coming to almost every family gathering, and whenever people were paying attention, Riley would be overly friendly while maintaining we were high school besties. I told her that we were not friends at all and brought up the multitude of demeaning names she would call me or the rumors she spread. Riley would claim, "I don't remember it like that," or that it was just friendly teasing. Riley never once apologized for or even acknowledged how she treated me. Which is why I'm upset. I was honest with family members, and especially my brother, about how much Andrew hurt me by dating someone who he knew made my life hell. But my family members responded that we were kids, and should just put all that petty teenage shit behind us. They also said how I watched Andrew's struggles and saw how hard he worked to overcome them, and why can't I just be happy for my brother? They told me I was hurting everyone after I stopped showing up to family events, by holding on to past grudges. Andrew is planning a proposal dinner for Riley and invited the family, including me. I told him I would be working and would not even try to get the evening off. Now the family is bombarding me with messages calling me a childish AH, and I'm ruining one of Andrew's happiest moments by making it all about my grudges. AITA for refusing to attend?